President Trump's travel ban, if you want to call it travel ban, is back in the news. Let me tell you, it's not a travel ban. It's nothing more than a bullshit statement he made at one of his rallies where he was speaking to a group of total, absolute morons when he said, "Oh, I want this system changed for 90 days. Hello? We're a hell of a lot further along the line than 90 days. And now that he's brought it to the Supreme Court, who has nothing to do, now they will not even bother to look at it for months from now. So I guess the first thing you have to ask yourself is, what the hell's the point of all this? It's past 90 days. Having said that, let's move on to the concept of a travel ban. Right now, if you ask President Trump, which you'll never have an opportunity to do, but if you ask idiots like Kellyanne, who are our greatest enemies, the first thing that'll dribble out of her stupid mouth is Iran. Iran, those horrible Iranians. Well, let me just say a few things about those horrible Iranians. Those horrible Iranians haven't invaded another country in, I don't know, a couple hundred years. That's A. Second, those horrible Iranians, since the 1950s, every single terrorist action, every butchering, every beheading, every plane hijacking, every building blown up, every shopping mall blown up, every ship blown up, every single solitary time anyone is butchered, as butchered in the way that Islam says they should be butchered, guess what? They're not Shia Muslims. They're Sunni Muslims. You know, the Sunnis that stand around holding a ball with President Trump in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia that exports the worst of Islam? Wahhabism? Hello? Where the hell do you think Al-Qaeda came from? Wahhabism. Where the hell do you think ISIS came from? Wahhabism. Hello? If you look at Egypt, if you look at Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Afghanistan, and Iraq, who the hell is killing everybody? Not those nasty Iranians. No, no, no. Shia Muslims. That's who's doing the killing and the butchering. Now, I'm certainly not suggesting that Iran is this wonderful country. The truth of the matter is, and honestly, truth of the matter is, that it's not the Iranian people that are bad. On the contrary, more than 50% of those folks are under 25. It's the most educated of all Muslim countries. Notice I didn't say Arab, because guess what? Iranians are not Arabs. They're European. But having said that, these folks in Iran, they just want to have the same type of life there that their fellow Iranians and Americans have here. So it's not the Iranian people that are these horrible monsters. It's the fucking government of religious lunatics. Now, before we jump all over Iran for being the only country with religious lunatics, let's remember people like Falwell and Huckabee and Pence. They're not exactly what you would call moderates when it comes to religion. And let's also not forget the fact that no country on this planet, read my lips, no country on this planet beheads and kills more people with their justice system, justice my ass, than Saudi Arabia. If you want to find a country that just kills anybody they damn well feel like, that's Saudi Arabia. If you want to find a country that pisses all over their females, that's Saudi Arabia. There is not one single Muslim, and that includes Shia and Sunni, there's not one single nation that offers their people freedom. They don't even have freedom of thought. So before my progressive friends jump all over me and say, oh, but listen, not all Muslims are bad. No, but then again, most Germans weren't bad in 1940 either. But there were enough of them that sat on their ass and did nothing while the Nazis caused a war that killed, 50 million people? Come on, it was the same thing with the First World War. I think there were close to 40 or 50 million people killed in the First World War. Did that mean all the Germans were bad or all the Brits were bad? No, it just meant that the leaders were bad. We would never have gotten into either one of those wars had we had leaders that had a brain in their fucking heads. It's the same thing today. The United States of America has spent close to $3 trillion, trillion, like enough money to rebuild the entire United States of America, $3 trillion killing Muslims in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, every place we bomb. We bomb the shit out of countries. And what do we get for it? I'll tell you what we get for it. we get terrorism. It's a funny thing. When we talk about Islam, and Islam does this, and Islam does that. Well, a while back, they could have said the same thing about Christians. Even in the United States of America, I don't think it was Muslim burning women at the stake. No, I don't think so. And I also don't think it was the Muslims that invaded Europe. Well, actually, the Persians did pick up Spain. But the bottom line, it was the Christians that began and continued the Crusades, doing nothing but butchering butchering Jews and Muslims. It's not like the Muslims are the only one with a shitty history. The difference is really simple. Today, you don't see Jews hijacking airplanes and blowing them up. You don't see Christians attacking shopping centers and killing people. And you sure as hell don't see the Vatican suggesting we cut the heads off of 23 people like they do in Saudi Arabia. So the bottom line at this point is this. When you think of terrorism, when you think of religion, and when you think of Islam, ask yourself a question. Ask yourself, my progressive friends, is Islam a religion? And if it is, what the hell is your definition of a religion? It's sure as hell nothing like, say, Buddhists. It's sure as hell nothing like Hindus. What is it that creates in your mind the ability for a sect, which I happen to think they are, nothing but a cult of people, 1.5 billion strong? Who says it's a religion? Because you need to know what the hell the definition of a religion is before you say, oh, it's okay, the Muslims can do whatever the hell they want because they're a religion. You know what? I think we all need to sit back and say, what is a religion? It's the same thing with the Christian lunatics here like Pence. Mike Pence is the Vice President of the United States of America. And this lunatic moron openly says he would not go out to breakfast, lunch, or dinner with a female, unless his wife was there. Hello? Are you fucking kidding me? Is he a rapist? Doesn't he trust himself? What is it that won't let him have lunch or breakfast with maybe his secretary? It's her birthday. I don't know. So don't think for 1 minute that Al-Qaeda or ISIS is the only group of people that have lunatics. You ever see, what's his name, Huckabee's daughter at a news conference? Speak about unbelievable. When you really take a look at the evangelists in this country, Billy Graham's son, have you listened to this guy? You speak about a clear and present danger to humanity. You speak about a clear and present danger to freedom. The evangelists, these super Christians in the United States are as dangerous as the Ayatollahs in Iran. And don't you think anything else. I digress. Again, my wife's going to kick me. Enough of the digressing. The bottom line is this. Before you start excusing Islam, please in your own mind think of what the hell is defined by the word religion. And make the decision to say, okay, this is a religion, this is a cult. This is a good religion, this is bullshit. Some of us think that all religion is bullshit. But the bottom line is that's for another story, another day. Right now, the only thing I'm saying to you is, before you attack my progressive friends, me or anybody else, like Bill Maher, for being honest about what Islam really is, define what religion is in your own mind. With that, please watch my show, sign up for my show, tell your friends to sign up for my show, and until later, bye-bye.